And so we started down the path of like trying to understand what remediation would look like and all of the overwhelm that comes with that. Everything from, what do I leave to what do I take to how much it is going to cost to do it correctly to is this house ever going to be safe for us to live in? We just used our last dimes to buy our first home, and it is completely uninhabitable. And sort of in the background of all of this, in our previous home, that was obviously not as bad as this really toxic home, but in the previous home, my son had started having some real significant sensory issues, facial tics, a lot of little sensory things were like wanting lots of like pressure on his body and having a lot of little anger issues and, not really knowing how to help him. I would take him to all sorts of kind of specialists and things, and they would say things like, he's got ADD or ADHD or he's oppositional defiant. And for me to even say that out loud, he's like the kindest child. So it was the significant change in his behavior was so alarming to me. And what was even more alarming to me were people that were specialists acting like it was just some natural progression of like him becoming like a little boy, that like all of these things were happening. Like, oh, he's just a boy, he can't sit still, or he's just a boy, he is going to have these tantrums, and he would have ear infections all the time, strep all the time, recurring strep infections. I mean, it was just, there were a lot of little signs that, I started to put a lot of pieces together. But, obviously when we were in this really moldy house and it was a toxic mold environment and we couldn't live there, we had to start sussing it out. And we had only been in that house for like a couple of days, basically like almost camping when all of this happened, thank God. But there was enough damage done before that it just, like, it completely took me out. Like I was really, really, really sick, even after like just a week in that house, like to the point where just multiple hospitalizations for gastrointestinal things. I had a completely ulcerated colon from, I think, the mycotoxins in the house and like trying to eat food that had been in the house. And it was just a mess.